See you Monday.
WSYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning and welcome in. It is 5 o'clock on a Friday, December 12th. So you got Rachel and Ryan with you. Would we call it a frigid, frozen Friday?
Yeah.
Any other?
Fat flakes falling on this Friday. Check out the drive.
Yeah, it was
that
a
we
rough
had
drive in.
overnight. I mean, it was not easy at all. This is through Manlius here. And
that actually looks really pretty.
Yeah, you know what? I did pull over and sing Christmas Carol. No, just yeah, it's not pretty on the wheels, though, let me tell you. It was slick there, Kate, and I know a lot of folks are waking up, but as you always say with Lake Effect, location, location, location.
Absolutely, yeah. It was white knuckle on my drive-in. It was my worst drive-in so far this season, and it's not even technically winter yet, right? Now, if you are in deeper into the Finger Lakes, you really don't have a whole lot going on. Even if you live north of Central Square, north of Hastings, you don't have a whole lot happening either. But for anyone in the Baldwinsville, Clay, Cicero, Central Square, Burton, down into the city, down into Cortland, Chenango counties, Madison counties, it is rough this morning because it is still very cold. We still have active snow falling to the ground. Our wind is still coming from that west-northwesterly direction. It will not be until this afternoon when we can shift that wind a little bit and bring it back up into Oswego and northern Oneida counties. We are cold. We are in the teens to near 20 right now. It's still windy outside with feels like temperatures in the single digits. So we're going to keep it cold with snow showers throughout the morning. The snow kind of parking itself north of the thruway this afternoon. And then we have a whole new clipper system bringing in more lake effect for tomorrow and Sunday. This one is really going to take aim at the Tug Hill. I will have the latest on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, it is slick out there. If you are heading out the door this morning, make sure to budget in some extra time because the roads are slippery and sloppy out there.
Yeah, this was a shot from 690 overnight. Just look at the snow coming down. So this was overnight. Same kind of story yesterday as well. Allie Elkins out and about talking to drivers how their commute was.
Snow-covered roads across the area and heavy snowfall, making it hard to see.
The roads, they're pretty bad, but I've been driving for a while, so I'm pretty used to it.
This driver ending up in a ditch in East Syracuse, still stuck inside of their truck, wedged into the snow, just after taking this snowy turn.
I've seen a few people with their hazards on, a couple people pulled over to the side of the road.
Even though it might mean getting home later than usual, when it comes to snow like this,
slow and careful is the best way to go.
So if you're out on roads that look like this, you got to make sure you drive slowly, don't put your car in cruise control, and be careful. Watch the drivers around you. In North Syracuse, Allie Elkins, News Channel 9.
Syracuse police also recommend keeping those headlights on during the day. Pay attention to the road. Avoid using your cruise control. And obviously, this is always a reminder, don't crowd the plows.
With all the snow and cold, ice dams are starting to show up on roofs across central New York, a problem you don't want to ignore. They form when heat escapes from your attic, melts the snow on your roof, and the water refreezes at the edge, creating that wall of ice, trapping water behind it. So forming fast, often unnoticed until water starts leaking inside your home.
Older homes are definitely more prone. Homes with poor insulation are the most prone, and that typically happens a lot with older houses, as are the structures that are in peril of collapse if we have too much snow and ice and it gets too heavy.
If you are still unsure of what to do, an inspector or roofing professional can help spot those problems before they lead to leaks or those costly repairs.
Know when the temperatures are going to drop with the Storm Team app. Get out your smartphone, scan that QR code on your screen. You can also search WSYR in the App Store or Google Play. It's free to download and free to use.
Okay, turning to some...
This is a Storm Team alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good Friday morning to you. The Cat V Skynet 9 camera. This is in Baldwinsville, right at the Town of Play line at Liverpool Pool and Spa. And we are waking up to still more snow happening. It is 20 degrees with snow falling at the Syracuse airport. It is still windy outside, making it feel like 5 degrees. And so we're dealing still with this spray of lake effect. Snow showers coming off the southeastern shoreline of Lake Ontario. Kind of sitting, it starts right over near Central Square, Hastings, and then move south into Syracuse. We're dealing with this in and all over the city, our eastern suburbs, Lafayette, Tully, that spray extending all the way down towards Cazenovia and even Shenango and Cortland counties for you this morning. So it is still a snowy start to our day. This afternoon, though, the wind is shifting a little bit more to the southwest, and so that helps bring that lake effect further north and kind of park itself mostly in Oswego and Oneida counties today. So let's show you how this unfolds on our timecast. So we're still hanging on to this snow for a few more hours. It is still going to be quite rough if your morning commute is before sunrise this morning. And then after about 9 o'clock or so, things will start to move a little bit farther north and then eventually kind of hang out for a good chunk of the afternoon and evening hours from Fulton extending over towards Florence and Camden and over towards Rome, and that's where that band will kind of hang out for the rest of this evening. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we're cold but not nearly as snowy until we get to tomorrow. So how much additional snow are we looking at for today? Well, we are waking up to a fresh few inches of snowfall, and then during the day we're going to notice a little bit more where you see this darker blue area from Hastings to Amboy, Camden, Vienna, just north of Vienna. Could see as much as 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the end of the day. And then we have our whole new system moving in tomorrow. We got another clipper moving through. It's just been a parade of them happening this week, and this one moves across us during the day tomorrow. Temperatures are in the mid-20s. We're dealing with these scattered snow showers. There's going to be some lulls from time to time. The cold front moves through right around, say, 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And this is going to set up a pretty significant lake effect event for us, mostly for the Tug Hill. That's going to be at the target zone, is right here, because we got a good west-southwest wind, and just everything is coming together for it to just consistently snow all night Saturday night into Sunday, and good chunk of the day Sunday. During the afternoon, things kind of shifting down towards Syracuse. We'll pick up a quick hit of snow from there for a couple of inches, but it's also turning colder. Let's take you through. So by Saturday evening, not much for Syracuse, higher elevations, a few inches, but the Tug Hill should already see 6 to 12 inches of snow by Saturday night. Sunday morning, we're now approaching about that 2-foot mark. And then for a lot of you right in the heart of the Tug Hill, could see as much as 2 to 3 feet. The yellow is actually showing more than 3 feet of snow for some of you. And so just please, please, please be careful if you do have to drive basically between Pulaski and Watertown for this weekend. We'll catch a little breather then Sunday night into Monday morning, another system Monday night, Tuesday, and then we have 40s with some rain coming at us for mid next week.
Thank you, Kate. Right now it is 5:15.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Other headlines for today and beyond. Our lake effect snow will be on the move later this morning. It's going to set up mainly in Oswego and Oneida counties. I know we are still dealing with it right now. It is making for a very rough start to our day. But for this afternoon, it's going to lift north in areas that maybe didn't see as much yesterday. Well, it will be your turn today. Oh, guess what? We have more snow coming this weekend. Over the weekend for Saturday, we got more of these kind of widespread scattered snow showers. Got another clipper moving by, followed by lake effect Saturday night into Sunday. The main target zone for that, though, is the Tug Hill area, and that's where some spots right in the heart of the Tug Hill Plateau could see as much as 1, 2, possibly 3 or more feet of snow, because there's going to be times where that snow is just coming down 2, 3 inches per hour, and just very consistently for about 36 hours. Here's what it looks like on our radar right now. We have this spray of lake effect snow, but it's coming down at a very decent pace where we are picking up anywhere from a ½ inch to 1 inch per hour. But eventually setting up in most of our spots in this blue area, so from Constantia, Central Square towards Camden, Rome, could see as much as 4 to 8 inches, and then obviously lesser amounts outside of that. So that's new snowfall during the day today. Temperatures in the 20s. Feels like the teens. It's still a very cold one. You can see we have snow showers all across the state for Saturday, but then on Sunday our lake effect is mostly staying put right here, eventually fizzling out as it gets over Syracuse. Yeah, you can see where the kind of darker oranges and even the yellow right here, that's that 2 to 3+ inch mark, or feet mark I should say, by Sunday night. Not even winter yet.
Yeah, and a lot of closings and delays coming in fast and furious. Check the bottom of your screen.
I got it during commercial break.
Yeah, I'm saying.
I was literally like, really? No delay? And then literally as soon as I said it, boop, there's the text.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so keep an eye on that. We're seeing both 2-hour delays and we're seeing some full closures as well.
Is it going to push out of the Syracuse area later this morning?
Eventually.
So that 2-hour delay will come in
Yeah,
key
the
then.
delay, good call.
Okay.
Yeah, especially for Onondaga County schools, that was the right move because it's going to move farther north. Central Square is one of the ones that's closed. I know why. Because they're the ones that are going to get hit mostly this afternoon. So it's a rough start this morning, and then it's going to move right back over them this afternoon. So, yeah, so far schools making the good calls this morning, and so this is what we're looking at, especially considering how messy it was a few days ago when we had a lot of that snow on the ground, and that is what we are still dealing with this morning. From Clay, the Bridgeport, Chittenango, Cazenovia, Syracuse itself, even our west side areas over towards Camillus, the West Genesee district, also 2-hour delay. So we're looking at the snow eventually getting on the move. So after about daybreak, that's when it's going to lift back north, and it's going to hang out mostly in Oswego and Oneida counties, kind of moving right over that northern shoreline of Oneida Lake. It's cold. We're in single digits and teens with those wind chills. Eventually, we'll get it just mostly cloudy here in Syracuse while we get most of that snow again north of the Thruway, over from Central Square to Camden, Florence, Rome. Could see as much as 4 to 8 inches of snow by the end of the day.
If you are planning on heading out this morning, make sure you budget in extra time. Those slick roads still staying around. It's been a busy 24 hours for first responders. A lane on I-81 north by Destin, USA had to be shut down after a late-night crash, plus a driver ending up in the ditch in East Syracuse and in Oswego County. Things took a more serious turn.
Yeah, the Phoenix Fire Company responding to a bad accident involving a car and tractor trailer.
This was in Schuylkill just after 10:30 yesterday morning. The wreck happening along State Route 264 near Biddlecombe Road. 2 people were rushed to the hospital here in Syracuse after being freed from the wreckage. No word on their conditions this morning.
No matter where you live, the Syracuse Fire Department is reminding of snow around fire hydrants. Fire crews need these areas to be clear in case of emergency, which is why you might have seen them removing snow from these areas as well. Firefighters also have some tips on how to prevent sparking fires during the season, such as keeping anything that can burn away from heat sources, keeping your generators outside, plug only one heat-producing appliance into an outlet at a time.
As the cold weather continues, ice dams will continue to show up on roofs across central New York. It's a problem you might not want to ignore.
News Channel 9's Ashley Cafaro tells us how they form and what you can do right now to prevent them.
Ice dams are one of the most common winter problems home inspectors see here in central New York, especially during freeze and thaw cycles.
Right now, it's been so cold, it's a freeze. But as temperatures rise, we have a thaw, then a lot of that snow is going to melt. And then as it freezes again, it creates ice.
They form when heat escapes from your attic, melts the snow on your roof, and the water refreezes at the edge, creating a wall of ice, trapping water behind it.
It then migrates up under the shingles and into the house, into the attic space, insulation, walls, creating a number of structural problems and mold and other things like that.
Forming fast and often unnoticed until water starts leaking inside. Ferguson also warns older homes are at higher risk.
Older homes are definitely more prone. Homes with poor insulation are the most prone, and that typically happens a lot with older houses, as are the structures that are in peril of collapse if we have too much snow and ice and it gets too heavy.
So if you don't want an ice dam like this one hanging off your roof, Ferguson says there are steps you can take before the deep freeze sets in.
Roof rakes are a good idea. Climbing the roof is not a good idea. We want to stay safe. Ultimately, calling a professional. There's companies out there that can steam that ice off and do it properly without damaging the shingles and the roof structures.
Ferguson says catching the problem before it gets worse can save you a lot of time and money. In Syracuse, Ashley Cafaro, News Channel 9.
And if you're still unsure what to do, an inspector or a roofing expert can help spot those problems before they lead to leaks or more costly repairs.
Be weather aware anytime and anywhere with the Storm Team app. Get out your smartphone, scan that QR code on your screen. You can also search WSYR on the App Store and Google Play. It's free to download and free to use.
Turning to some of our other
Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, good morning, everybody. Here's what it looks like right now from the Cab View Skynet 9 camera in Baldwinsville at the Town of Clay line here. And Route 31 is snow covered. A lot of our roads, including those main roads and highways, are going to be quite slick for you. I know for me personally, it was a bit of a white knuckle drive into work. It was not pleasant. We have 20 degrees right now. We are still dealing with some snow. Our wind is now shifting to the west-southwest, and so we're already noticing just within this 1 hour loop, you can see how things kind of make a slight upward shift, just ever so subtly. But we're going to notice this trend more and more as the morning goes on. And so by mid-afternoon, this is mostly going to be hanging out north of the thruway. But until then, we're still dealing with this pretty steady lake effect snow coming down pretty good at times from Fulton down into Clay, Cicero, and Syracuse itself. Even a lot of our highways around Syracuse have been really tough to navigate this morning. And this extends all the way down into parts of Madison, Shenango, and Cortland counties. As the day goes on, that's going to lift farther and farther north and eventually just mostly hanging out north of the thruway for the remainder of the afternoon. Meanwhile, the rest of us are just cloudy, and then we'll have temperatures 20s, feels like temperatures in the teens. Let's show you how things unfold here. So by noontime, we're going to have this pretty steady, organized band kind of just hugging southern Oswego County right through central Oneida County, just north of the thruway. And that's where it's going to hang out for the rest of this afternoon and for this evening until things kind of fizzle out overnight as we get ready for our next system that moves through for tomorrow. And that's where we'll pick up upwards of 4 to 8 inches. There might be some locally higher amounts of 8 to 9, maybe up to 10 inches. But I think 4 to 8 is a pretty good range for right here once things kind of lift up north and start really get going. Speaking of get going, let's talk about this weekend because we got another doozy on our hands. This one mostly impacting the Tug Hill Plateau. They haven't seen a whole lot from the systems that we've seen this week, but that's about to change by Sunday. We got another clipper moving through, widespread scattered snow showers on Saturday, and then by Saturday evening, we got a very organized, healthy band of lake effect snow that is targeting right at our sweet spot right here where Jefferson, Oswego, and Lewis counties all kind of come together here. That's where we have a lake effect snow warning, and that's where it's just going to keep going and going and going for at least 24 to 36 hours. And when you stack that up with snowfall rates about 1 inch per hour, well, you're looking at 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 feet in some spots. Sunday afternoon, this starts to drift down towards Syracuse. So in the afternoon, we're going to watch out for a quick shot at some snow, and that's where we could pick up a couple of inches from there. So Saturday during the day, about 1 to 3 inches of snow for a lot of us, except for the Tug Hill, about 6 to 12 at that point. We'll see another 6 to 12 into Sunday morning, and then another 6 to 12 to Sunday night. And so by the time this is all said and done, this spot right here could see 2 to 3 feet or more. And that includes just outside of like Pulaski, outside of Redfield, Boylston, over Sandy Creek area. That's where we're going to see some of those really high snow totals by the end of the weekend. Things will kind of wind down Sunday night into Monday morning. We got another clipper Monday night into Tuesday. Check that out. We got 40s and a little rain for mid next week.
Thank you so much there, Kate. Okay, let's look at who is celebrating a celebrity.
ITheir Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning and welcome in. It is 6 o'clock on a Friday. You got Ryan and Rachel with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in storm team alert this morning.
Yeah, nearly 45 alerts into News Channel 9 there on the bottom of your screen, closings and delays. Big, fat, fluffy flakes are falling.
Frigid, freezing.
Friday. Yeah, let's show you some video. This is in Manlius overnight, probably around 3:30 this morning. Hopefully it's looking better. The crews hopefully out getting that snow off the road, but it's been pretty treacherous no matter where you drive in the Syracuse area. You were saying a white knuckle drive for you there, Kate.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, at 3 o'clock this morning, it was a rough go. I mean, I even saw a Jeep Wrangler in a ditch, and that tells you something because, you know, Wranglers, they're pretty good in the snow. So you really need to be careful. Give yourself the extra time heading out the door to clear off the snow, but also to still navigate some of these roads, especially maybe your neighborhoods. Maybe a plow hasn't come through just yet, and even some some of these main roads and highways are still going to be pretty slushy for you. Now, our snow is on the move. We can see just within this 1 hour loop, things filling in from southern Oswego County up into the Tug Hill. And so we're going to notice this northward jog trend for the rest of this morning. And then our lake effect is going to stay mostly north of the thruway for the rest of the day. All right, temperatures. It's cold. Teens to near 20 air temperature. Throw the wind in and it feels like single digits. So another very, very cold day. Once our snow lifts north, then we'll keep it cloudy for the remainder of the afternoon for Syracuse and south of the thruway. But where we are expecting the heavier and steadier of the snow, could see as much as 4 to 8 inches for today. And guess what? We do this all over again this weekend. We've got another clipper tomorrow, followed by some intense lake effect snow for the Tug Hill area, especially by the end of the weekend. I'll have all that for you coming up in a few minutes.
And Kate just said it right there. If you are heading out this morning, make sure you budget in some extra time because the roads are still slick and sloppy out there.
Yeah, this was 690 overnight there, right by the Bridge Street exit, right around 3:30. Look at those flakes falling. So will be a busy morning for crews, emergency crews responding to crashes. Conditions yesterday, not much better. Here's Allie Elkins.
Snow-covered roads across the area and heavy snowfall, making it hard to see.
The roads, they're pretty bad, but I've been driving for a while, so I'm pretty used to it.
This driver ending up in a ditch in East Syracuse, still stuck inside of their truck, wedged into the snow, just after taking this snowy turn.
I've seen a few people with their hazards on, a couple of people pulled over to the side of the road.
Even though it might mean getting home later than usual, when it comes to snow like this,
slow and careful is the best way to go.
So if you're out on roads that look like this, you got to make sure you drive slowly, don't put your car in cruise control, and be careful. Watch the drivers around you. In North Syracuse, Allie Elkins, News Channel 9.
Again, Syracuse police recommend drivers also keep their headlights on during the day, pay attention to the road, as Allie said, avoid using that cruise control, and don't crowd those plows.
With all the snow and cold, ice dams are starting to show up on roofs across central New York, a problem you don't want to ignore. They form when heat escapes from your attic, melts the snow on your roof, and the water refreezes at the edge, creating a wall of ice, trapping water behind it, forming fast and often unnoticed until water starts leaking inside.
Older homes are definitely more prone. Homes with poor insulation are the most prone, and that typically happens a lot with older houses, as are the structures that are in peril of collapse if we have too much snow and ice and it gets too heavy.
If you're still unsure what to do, an inspector or roofing professional can help you spot those problems before they lead to leaks or those costly repairs.
Know when the temperatures are going to drop with the Storm Team app. Get out your smartphone, scan that QR code on your screen. You can also search WSYR in the App Store, Google Play. It's free to download and free to use.
Turning to some other headlines.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Alrighty, good morning. We have our photographer Tom out on the road. Do we know where Tom is? 690 West. Heading towards the city of Syracuse, and over towards Baldwinsville. So it looks a lot bad, especially farther west you go. It's probably not going to be quite as bad, but around Syracuse, northern suburbs, east side, down into Madison and Shenango counties, that's where things are really going to be a bit of a rough go. And now as this lifts up north of Oswego County, you are now starting to get in on everything, and that's where our lake effect is going to hang out for the rest of our day. So we have this kind of light to moderate snowfall still moving downwind of Syracuse from Lafayette to Cazenovia, in and around Syracuse, really right around Van Buren, over towards Lysander, Clay, over towards Radisson area. That's where we have a lot of the steady snow, and it's starting to pick back up again between Fulton and Oswego, and it will stay kind of right over here through Amboy and on the northern shoreline of Oneida Lake for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. All right, we're still dealing with these snow showers throughout the morning. This afternoon, when it lives north of Syracuse, then it's giving us a cloudy day and temperatures in the 20s. Our wind chills are still quite cold, too, so still layer up today as you are out and about. So this band is staying put kind of right in central and southern Oswego County, extending over towards Camden, Vienna, over towards Florence, and out towards Rome. That's where we're expecting the most snow to accumulate today, upwards of anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the end of this evening. And then we'll pick up additional snowfall during the day tomorrow. I'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about today's snow. Right in this dark blue area, best chance of about 4 to 8 inches of snow. There might be some locally higher amounts, closer to maybe 9 to 10 inches, depending on how fast these snowfall rates want to fall for today. Let's talk about the weekend. Oh, because there's no relief. Now we have another clipper tomorrow, believe it or not. We've just been in this pattern where we are just seeing a parade of these, and each one brings in these scattered snow showers followed by the lake effect. And so that's what we're dealing with again tomorrow into Sunday. The Tug Hill really has not been a major player in our snow events this past week, but that's about to change. The Tug Hill will be our main target zone for Saturday night into Sunday. You see the yellows right over Pulaski and just north of Pulaski. Okay, that's where we're talking snowfall rates 2-3 inches per hour, and it is just staying there for a solid 24 hours or more. And so that's why we're talking in those harder hit areas. Could be as much as 2 to 3 feet of snow by Sunday night. Sunday afternoon, that kind of shifts down towards Syracuse, and then in the afternoon, we'll see kind of that spray of snow. But check this out. So this is through Saturday night, a couple of inches, and then through Sunday morning, well, a couple of feet in the Tug Hill, and then maybe another foot or more on top of that. So yeah, you zoom it on in where you see kind of the darker purple, kind of orangey, burnt orange. Yeah, like you were saying, it looks like a foliage map. I'm working on those colors. It's just once you get into that range, it's like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. So
well, on the foliage map, it'd be past peak, so you don't want to be in brown either way.
Yeah, but our friends up there, they're very familiar. They kind of know the drill. They know what they need to do.
They're ready.
Just, if you have to travel, just be. Oh, there we go. It's not even winter yet, guys. We still have.
Oh man, that hurts a little bit.
10 days until
Still winter. About
9 days.
about that.
Yeah.
That hurts just a little bit.
Where's that groundhog? Let's get moving here.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
Bring him out.
Taylor Swift.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, weather headlines for today and beyond. Lake effect snow, it's on the move. It's setting up mostly in Oswego and Oneida counties. We're already noticing that northward jog up into those counties out of Syracuse as the morning goes on. And we got more snow this weekend. We do not have any relief in sight. We have got a clipper tomorrow, followed by lake effect, right? You've heard that about 4 times in the last 2 weeks. And actually this lake effect, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to target the Tug Hill area, and that's where some spots could see feet of snow by the end of the weekend. Not here, though. We're just getting a few more inches of snow. Most of our snow today is going to be from over towards Central Square, extending over towards like Rome, Camden, Florence, over in that area, Amboy. So just a heads up, when it's not snowing, then it's cloudy, it's cold. And yeah, it's going to be another snowy one. Someone asked me, do we have any relief? I was like, well, 40s and rain mid next week, if you consider that relief. I don't, but
not really. At this point, like, I'd rather snow than rain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're already in it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
9 days.
Now, there are some folks right now seeing these type of flakes more to the north there, Kate?
Yeah, it's already starting to lift north.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, okay, so we got some pavement there, which is good. So, I mean, it was coming down real good, and so DPW really had to play catch-up here in the last, 3 hours. And so
yes.
It looks like they've kind of, really gotten up and out there and really working hard on the road, so that's
For
good.
sure.
It looks a lot that, because it did not look like that at 3 o'clock.
And make sure you're keeping an eye on the bottom of your screen. More than 50 delays or closures right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. It is 6:31. You got the whole gang with you on this Friday. We're calling it a frigid, freezing, fat flakes Friday.
Edition of the morning news.
Yeah. Welcome in.
Put that in the lower third of the TV show. All right. So, what's it look like for the rest of the day? The Syracuse area?
Improving.
Okay.
Improving, yeah. A lot of us should be wrapped up with this snow by lunchtime at the latest.
So 2 hour delay, the good call for some of those
Fantastic,
schools. Yeah.
especially for Onondaga County schools, Madison County schools, right call, because by the time those buses are out and about, we're all good, because that's now moving into Oswego and Oneida counties. And so those are going to be some of the tricky areas for today. We're already noticing that northward jog. It's because of the wind. The wind shifted a little bit more to the southwest, and so that brought that snow up. And so it's a slow go, but we're getting there. We're slowly pushing this snow up out of Chenango County, out of Syracuse. It's going to take a few hours, but eventually we get there and we're already starting to see that kind of speckling of some of that light to moderate snow, even some heavier bursts of snow from time to time from Hastings, Palermo, Mexico, and Central Square. We are cold. We're waking up this morning single digits and teens with those wind chills, and that's where we'll find the heaviest of our snow is right in that corridor where we're getting over towards like Central Square, Amboy, Camden, and over near Vienna. So heads up today.
If you are planning on heading out this morning, make sure to budget some extra time since roads are still a bit slick and sloppy. It's been a busy 24 hours for first responders. A lane on I-81 North by Destiny, USA had to be shut down after a late night crash, plus a driver ending up in a ditch in East Syracuse and in Oswego County. Things took more of a serious turn.
Yeah, the Phoenix Fire Company responding to a bad accident involving a car and this tractor trailer.
That's right. This was in Scruple just after 10:30 yesterday morning. The wreck happening along State Route 264 near Biddlecombe Road. 2 people were rushed to the hospital here in Syracuse after being freed from that wreckage. No word on their conditions this morning.
No matter where you live, the Syracuse Fire Department is reminding you to shovel the snow around fire hydrants. Fire crews need these areas to be clear in case of emergencies, which is why you might have seen them removing snow from these areas as well. Firefighters also sharing these tips on how you can prevent sparking fires during the winter season. That includes keeping anything that can burn away from a heat source, keeping your generators outside, and only plugging in one heat-producing appliance into an outlet at a time.
As the cold weather continues, ice dams will continue to show up on roofs across central New York. It's a problem you might not want to ignore.
News Channel 9's Ashley Cafaro tells us how they form and what you can do right now to prevent them.
Ice dams are one of the most common winter problems home inspectors see here in central New York, especially during freeze and thaw cycles.
Right now, it's been so cold, it's a freeze. But as temperatures rise, we have a thaw, then a lot of that snow is going to melt. And then as it freezes again, it creates ice.
They form when heat escapes from your attic, melts the snow on your roof, and the water refreezes at the edge, creating a wall of ice, trapping water behind it.
It then migrates up under the shingles and into the house, into the attic space, insulation, walls, creating a number of structural problems and mold and other things like that.
Forming fast and often unnoticed until water starts leaking inside. Ferguson also warns older homes are at higher risk.
Older homes are definitely more prone. Homes with poor insulation are the most prone, and that typically happens a lot with older houses, as are the structures that are in peril of collapse if we have too much snow and ice and it gets too heavy.
So if you don't want an ice dam like this one hanging off your roof, Ferguson says there are steps you can take before the deep freeze sets in.
Roof rakes are a good idea. Climbing the roof is not a good idea. We want to stay safe. Ultimately, calling a professional. There's companies out there that can steam that ice off and do it properly without damaging the shingles and the roof structures.
Ferguson says catching the problem before it gets worse can save you a lot of time and money. In Syracuse, Ashley Cafaro, News Channel 9.
And if you're still unsure what to do, an inspector or roofing professional can help you spot those problems before they lead to leaks or those costly repairs.
Be weather aware anytime and anywhere with the Storm Team app. Get out your smartphone and scan that QR code on the screen. You can also search WSYR on the App Store and Google Play. It is free to download and free to use.
Turning to some other...
It's a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, good morning, everybody. Here's what it looks like out on the road as we have our photographer, Tom Cunningham, out for us. Where is he at, folks? My friend's in the back. Where do we have Tom? There's some snow on the ground. Let's see. Oh, we're coming up on the exit here. Let's see. It is... Oh, I couldn't tell. Bartell Road. Oh, he's probably on 81 then. Okay, 81 North then in Oswego County. Yeah, this is where that snow is starting to come down. Central Square is one of the districts that closed today because, well, it was a bit of a snowy start for them this morning, but then they're one of the locations that's going to get snow for the rest of the day. Just within this last 1 hour loop, we can see things really kind of move up and then reestablish itself right here. And so we're going to notice improvement as the day goes on, and mostly from the morning, really, from Cortland to Watsilic up into into that Route 20 corridor. Casanova is still dealing with some snow this morning, but that'll eventually fizzle out by this afternoon. Even for Syracuse, we're going to notice some improvement here in the next couple of hours. We're still dealing with this occasional snow moving over from Clay to Bridgeport, Cicero, but this is where it's mostly going to stay put from Oswego, right just south of New Haven, Hastings, Amboy. Let's say Palermo is in there as well, Central Square, Camden, Vienna, Florence. So this is where we're expecting the heaviest of our snow for today. This afternoon, everyone is cold and breezy again today with temperatures in the 20s. But our lake effect is going to be pretty heavy and steady at times right in this spot right there from Oswego County into Oneida County. Folks that probably didn't get a lot yesterday, well, today will be your turn because that band stayed mostly down towards Syracuse in the northern suburbs yesterday. And so that's where we'll pick up upwards of about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the end of the day. And for some of you, maybe closer to 9 to 10 inches, depending on how fast these snowfall rates want to fall. But that includes Hastings and Amboy and Camden. So just a heads up, you're going to have some plowing to do for today. And then we get ready for our next system this weekend. So we have another clipper tomorrow, followed by lake effects Saturday night, Sunday. So then we have this just kind of widespread scattered snow showers rolling on through here tomorrow. So be prepared to be in and out of the snow. Temperatures are near freezing, so it's going to be a little bit of that slushy snow, that wet snow. A lot of the roads should be just mainly wet during the day, but just be cautious as you are out and about. And then after sunset Saturday night, that's when our lake effect really gets going here, right east of Lake Ontario, targeting the Tug Hill Plateau. That's where you'll find snowfall rates as much as 2-3 inches per hour. It stays there all night on Saturday, all day on Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, it starts to go down towards Syracuse and the Thruway and eventually kind of weaken here. But look at our temperatures. It's cold. We've got wind chills near 0 on Sunday. So by Saturday night, again, most of the snow will probably have 6 to 12 inches for the Tug Hill by Saturday night, upwards of a foot or more by Sunday morning, and then upwards of possibly 2 to 3 feet in some spots by Sunday night. Oof. Well, they're used to it up there.
They are.
They are. And they actually haven't, they've been missing out on the fun this past week. They haven't had we've been getting a lot of it down here in Syracuse, not as much up there.
They're waiting.
I know, they're going to make up for it this weekend.
They're a little jelly right now. They're like, come on, bring it.
Yeah, they're like, come on.
Well, let's see if you know the question of the day. This one does, our resident Swiftie.
Now, your news on the go.
If you are planning on heading out this morning, make sure to budget some extra time. Roads slick and sloppy.
While you were sleeping, it was truly coming down. Nearly 60 alerts right now. Dozens of schools with 2-hour delays. Our photographer, Tom Cunningham, is in Central Square right now. You can still see those snow-covered roads there, and it has been a wild week of lake effect with flat, fluffy flakes blanketing the roads most mornings. And just to remind you, we are still more than a week away from the official start of winter.
Only a handful of schools actually closed, and Central Square is one of those. From that live shot there in Oswego County to this crash, the Phoenix Fire Department responding to a bad accident involving a car and tractor trailer. This was in Schuylkill just after 10:30 yesterday morning. The wreck happening along State Route 264 near Biddlecombe Road. 2 people were rushed to the hospital in Syracuse after being freed from that wreckage.
2 women are now recovering at upstate.
No time for a sluggish start for Kate. She has to be off and running this morning.
Oh, and it was a slow go, too. But things are slowly starting to get a little bit better. Here's what it looks like in Oswego. We have that lake snow just south of the port city, but not by much. The wind is picking up. It is 21 degrees. We have a west-southwest wind, which has lifted that lake effect back into Oswego County, and that's where it's going to remain pretty heavy. We still have some decent snowfall going around the east side of Syracuse, Minoa, FM area, but Brewerton, Central Square, Constantia, Palermo, Hastings, Mexico, those spots are going to get hit the hardest today with additional snowfall, upwards of 4 to 8 inches of snow, maybe a little bit more, closer to 8 to 9 inches in some of the hardest spots. And we're not done there. We got a little bit more on Saturday. Tug Hill gets targeted with some heavy lake effect snow Saturday into Sunday. We're talking 1, 2, possibly up to 3 feet in some spots by Sunday night.
Well, they're looking forward to it.
The snowmobilers are like,
you hear that sound?
They're like, bring it, baby. They'll take it.
All
yeah.
Right. Woody Price had a 2-hour delay this morning as well. A lot of schools. Stay safe. There's a bus out there this morning you can see. So be careful. We'll see you back here at noon.